What's up? Another vent session. Not much on that. Not much on what I usually vent about, but I'll probably get to it eventually, I'm sure. But, anyways, I was just thinking, because I played Spider-Man a little bit. I didn't really play it a lot. After my live, I kind of booted it up, played a little bit, and was like thinking, like, damn, if the multiverse genuinely exists, because it's one of those things you have to think about and be like, damn, the multiverse might actually exist. Like, obviously, it's like it's a movie or in like games, but like, actually think about it. Like, there could be a multiverse, and you just like we would never know because it's like light years away or whatever, you know. Because space is one of those things you can't really discover. You can't really like build stuff to like make it where you can breathe in space. So space is very like, we haven't even discovered all of like the ocean, but people are building like contraptions to make it where you can actually go deeper into the ocean. The main thing with like space is just being able to breathe, really. But you can't make like there's only a space station you can get, and so you can only hold so much fuel to go from point A to point B. So, but it had me thinking, like, if the multiverse actually existed, you know, like there are versions of me that like went different routes. Because if you think about your life and you think about the different routes that you had before, it was like making this decision, just make basically any and every decision that you've made. If you think about like that would be a branch. That would like be a different choice. So it's like, it's one of those things where I think about it, I'm just like, damn, you know, if the multiverse does exist, then like I would have gotten married, you know, like I would have been, you know, I would have hung out with her. I would have been to go see her when I had 4-day weekends. You know, none of this probably would have happened. But at the same time, you also have to think, if the multiverse does exist, or if it, like, let's say it does exist, there's also the bad side of that, of like, I would have, like, when she had came back, I would have, you know, rejected her, and then that would have been it. Or like the day that I was gonna end it, I would have, you know. It's one of those things where it's just like, it makes you think of like it makes you think of every option and every reason you've ever done, and it just like it's like not even brightens your day, but it's just like it opens your eyes. It's just like, wow, that's insane, you know. But it's just like, I don't know, it just had me thinking about that. And I woke up and I was just kind of thinking about that the whole time, and I was just like, damn, you know. It's like the fact of like, it's the fact that like there's a version of me, like, I would love to believe, and it's like, I'm not hurting nobody, so like, it's just more or less let me believe what I want to believe, I guess. But I want to believe that like there's another version, or there's multiple versions of me that went different routes. And it's one of those things where I would love if like the technology was super advanced to the point where you could see what happened when you did a certain thing, you know? Like, because it's one of those things where you can think about it and be like, this might have happened, but I don't know. Like, when she came back and I ended up going to the military to, you know, support her and our son. You know, if I had basically declined that, would I still have been going to the military? Like, would I still be in the military now? Like, where would I be? Would I be still working with my uncle? Would I be at the post office? Would I be dead? Like, it begs the question of like, what would I have been? You know? because you've always make a choice. Like, there's always a choice. At least for me, I always have two options when people talk to me. There's always two different things. There's always two things that I want to say, but you have to pick one. You can't pick them both. So it's one of those things where it's just like, if I had said this, what would have been the outcome of it? You know? And at the same time, is the fact that before it was just like my life in general. But then I thought about like how my life is going now. And then all of that kind of just spewed like out, you know? It was just like, man, would I be married right now if I was a better partner? Like, from the beginning. Because it's like, I haven't been the best partner. As a man, there's a lot of things that I can confidently say that I wasn't. I can confidently say that she asked me out. I can confidently say that I didn't treat her right until basically the very end. Like there's a lot of things that me as a man, I can confidently like say and be like, yeah, you know, like I'm not scared of being looked at as this horrible person, because it's the fact that I don't need people to look at me, because I already know that I'm a horrible person, you know. It's the fact that I'm trying to fix that, and obviously, you know, it's not something that is fixed overnight, you know. It's something that's fixed, you know, from talking, but it's the fact of like, it's the fact that she doesn't want to talk at all. But it's the fact that I don't know. I still don't know. It's just one of those things where I kind of have to just like basically tough it out, and just go with the flow, really. Because there's a lot of different things that I kind of figured, but I'm set on one thing, which is she's trying to work on herself, and I'm fucking, oh my god, you have no idea how fucking proud I am of her, you know? Like, I'm so proud of her. Like, so I'm so proud of her, and I know that her father would be so proud of her. Because I feel like at some point she's gonna see herself the way that I see her. And once that happens, I don't know. Will that be the end of her and I's chapter? I don't know. I don't want it to be, but at least to me it won't, because she's the last person I'm dating, because I'm not dating anyone in this generation, this year type of thing, because it's just, there's no women like her, you know. And the women that are, and even if there are women like her, they kind of avoid men just in general, just because the men are also not the best either. So it's like, it's at a standstill, you know. But yeah, oh my god, I'm so proud of her. It's insane. I really am. It's something that I've wanted her to like kind of cocoon out of her shell for so long, and just kind of like live the way that he would want her to live, you know. Because it's the fact that my whole thing was I wanted her to like experience new things, you know, experience new areas, new places. Like, there's so many places, there's so many states, there's 50 states, which is crazy. But there's so many sights, there's so many things to see and everything. But it's the fact that she's never left where she lived at. She's never left there. So she doesn't know, she's never seen anything else. It's the fact that I've seen everything else, because my father was in the military. So like we saw a bunch of different things. you know. And it's the fact that like that's something I want to I want to show her and our son like there's more than just like what's it called, but it's the fact that she cares too much for her family, even though her family, I don't know how her current friends are now. I know that her old friends were fucking horrible to her, but I don't know how her new friends are, if I'm being honest. I want to say her new friends are better than her old ones. At least it seems like it. I guess. I don't know. Never met them. She's never talked about them. I've just kind of seen them around, and that's pretty much it. Or she's talked about them a couple of times, but it was never like actually talking about them. It was just like, oh, this, that, and the other. And that's pretty much it. It's just like, oh, cool. And that's it. But yeah, it's just, I'm very proud of her, which makes me sound so just like, at least to me, makes me sound dumb, because it's just like, what? I don't know why. It just makes, that's just a genuine feeling that I have. It makes me feel like I'm dumb for some reason. But yeah, I'm definitely proud of her, because like she posts herself before, but like now it's like she's actually posting her full self and everything. And who knows, I probably post stuff on my story to like, have people tell her like good job and everything, because she's come a very long way, At least I know, obviously. But at least that's something I know. But yeah, there's just the whole multiverse thing just has me thinking of a bunch of stuff, because it's just like, damn, not even she, but like there's so many different ways that this could go. And it also makes you think of like, was this the worst way? Was this like me, like where me and her are at right now, is this the worst outcome, or is this like in the middle? Is it the best outcome? No. But then again, it makes you think like, fuck, this could be the best outcome. It's one of those things you have to think about and be like, damn, this could genuinely be the better of the two outcomes, Like, I'm not even, like, it's one of those things that I'm not even, like, joking or anything. Like, it's the fact that when I think about it, it's just like, because as y'all know, like, my sadness kind of just fluctuates from time to time. It really does. It fluctuates from, like, I'll be fine one day, then I'm like, I want to die the next, So, it's one of those things where it's just like, who's to know, Like, who is to know? Because, like, this could be the better of the other 70 outcomes. Because there's a lot of outcomes that could have happened with this, if I'm being honest. And who knows, this could be the better of the two. Like, it's possible. But I don't know. Because I don't know the other outcomes. I don't know how the other outcomes came about, So it's just like, it could have been good, it could have not been good. There's really no way of really knowing that, if I'm being honest. But yeah, there's so much to relate. There's so much to unpack. There's so much to like look at. Not even look at, but there's so much to think about and just be like, damn, this could have been the best outcome. This could have been the worst outcome. This could have been. The only thing that matters is the fact that this is a outcome. And it makes me think, just like, this probably wasn't the worst outcome, Like, who knows? Who is to really know? But like, what you call it? What is it? But yeah, I wish I was able to actually, if I'm being honest, I want to say I've said this before probably, but I've said a lot of shit before. But if I'm being honest, I wish I was able to actually meet her dad. The reason being is because like she talked so highly of her dad, not her real dad, but her stepdad. You know, like she, like, oh my god, it's the fact that I could listen, like the amount of times that she talked about him, like it wasn't a whole bunch, but like the times that she did, it was just like, damn, I would wish I would have met her sooner so that I could like meet him, you know, because like she speaks so highly of him. It's not insane, but it's like wow. Like the way she like phrases things, or the way she like says certain words, it makes you like think, and it's just like, damn, it makes you want to meet him, you know. It's just one of those things. Unfortunately, he passed, so you can't. But it's like the way that she talks about him, it makes you want to meet. Like the first time I want to say it's the first time that she didn't tell me that he had passed, but like the first time she talked about him, I was just like, when do I get to meet him? And she was just like, and of course she's like, it's something that she's very emotional about, because she loved him so much, which I understand. Like she speaks so highly of him that I can only, you only speak about somebody as highly as you do, like as highly as she does, only if you love that person like so much. Like like it was one of those things. But even before, it's like anytime that she brings it up, like it's something that I like, if I had a wish, I would want to talk to him, especially like with everything that's going on. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's one of those things where it's just like, if you're a parent and like you have a boy, like if you're like your daughter has like a boyfriend or girlfriend or something, like you usually would talk to your like the dad would talk to the boyfriend, or the mom would talk to the girlfriend, depending on like where it was, you know. Because like it's the fact that like that's something I need, you know. It's something I would it's something I would wish I was able to like talk to him and like just kind of explain the whole thing, and like explain like, yeah, I know I've done this, that, and the other, you know, but it's like I'm better now, and it's the fact that she's to thank for that, you know. But it's just like, it's one of those things where it's just like, man, like it's one of those things where I'll tear up, because it's the fact that I never met him, but it's like, it's one of those things where it's just like, damn, I wish I did, you know, which is insane to me, because I never thought that I would ever want to meet, I would never want to meet one of my girlfriend's parents more in my entire life. Like, it's always been something that I was like nervous about, because it's always been the case. It's always been the case. Like now, like now with her mom, like I didn't like her mom to begin with, if I'm being honest. If I'm being genuinely honest, just because I was just like, man. But her mom hates me, so you know that's definitely something. Like, but yeah, it's one of those things where like I need like someone. I want to talk to someone that's like a father figure to her, that she actually respects as like that. But unfortunately, I can't, because he's passed, you know. And I don't think she has anyone else that's like a father she sees as a father figure, if I'm being honest. But it's the fact that like it's something that I genuinely need, you know, because like, you know, guys are guys, you know. Like a saying that I heard before is like, you know, I've been your age before, you've never been mine. You know, it's one of those things, because it's just like every man and woman has experienced, like an older woman has experienced the same thing a young woman has experienced at some point in time. You know, it's something that has happened. It's not something that's just like, oh, that has never happened in the history of ever. Like, it's something that has indeed happened before. But because it's just like, I don't know. Like, there's so much to unpack there. It's crazy. But I don't know. Because it's the fact that like, it's the fact that I'm trying my best to not message her. Like, I really am. Like, if you looked at my messages, like, it's like, oh, you know, this day. Like, I'm trying like my hardest to not message her, but it's just like there are just certain days, like Sunday, for example, that it's just like I cannot suppress it, you know. And of course she doesn't say anything, you know. But it's just like, it's something I try so hard. Like starting this next month, I'm gonna try my best to not say a word to her until May 14th. I'm gonna try my best. I really am. And it's the fact that I know I can just block her and all that, but it's just like, no. I've got to because you could easily like, oh, you don't want to talk to that person? Okay, block them, there you go. But it's like, it's one of those things where I have to be willing to do this when the opportunity for me to actually like message her is available, you know? Like where you can just like message them. You know, there's no like shortcut. Like, it's just the fact that you just have to, you just have to push through it. But it's the fact that I don't know how to push through it. It's such a different way. Like, it's swapped. Like, I'm crazy about her just like if she was crazy about me when I was. What is the fact that even with it being swapped, I still like talked to her and everything. Like, it wasn't something like would there be times where I would just ignore her? Yeah, there have been some times, but it wasn't to this extent, you know? It wasn't to this extent. And like, was there stuff that I said before? I've told her to leave me alone before. But it's the fact that I explained it. I said, could you leave me alone? And then I had a reason. Well, I gave her a reason. It's the fact that she just said leave me alone and that was it. So it's just like what is that? You know? Because it's one of those things where it's just like, it's like someone says, oh, leave me alone, and then you leave them alone, and then later down the line, it's just like, later down the line you hear like them talking shit about you and like saying, oh, like they didn't love me anyways because they just never talked to me or anything. And it's just like, you wanted me to leave you alone, you know? Like, my whole thing is just like, my whole thing was, I wanted her to teach me how to love her correctly. I did. It's because everything that she says is just like the whole like, oh, leave me alone thing. Like, an ex of mine did that exact thing. And I was like, okay. And then like a month went by, and then I'm getting a long paragraph on how much of a piece of shit I am because I haven't messaged her in a month. And I'm just like, you said to leave you alone, so that's what I did. You know? It's just there's so much from the past, from my past relationships, that it's just like, is that what they mean, or do they want me to message them? I don't know. But my whole thing was just like, I want her to teach me how to love her, you know, how to understand what she's saying. Which some things I do understand, but others I'm not so sure. Like, for example, I just fucking forgot it. God damn it. Oh, I remember. For example, she had told me before, like, how she wanted me to tell her the truth on, like, when a woman, like, approaches me or talks to me and everything. And it's the fact that I was like, okay, I can do that. So anytime a woman talked to me or approached me or flirted with me, I would let her know. But it's the fact that when I let her know, she would get mad at me. And it was just like, it got to the point where I was just like, when I let you know, you turn around and you just yell at me. Like I was the one that was talking to them first, but they approached me and talked to me and everything. Because it's the fact that I'll chat with anyone. It doesn't matter to me. Because I know I'm all about her. So it's like, whatever. But I don't know if, like, the whole, like, the shit I did before with, like, telling that one lady to leave me the fuck alone, and then calling her a whore, and then fucking go buy my notebook and whatnot. Like, is the fact that, like, was that what she meant? Like, is that what my woman was, like, meaning when she had said that, or was she meaning something else? Because, like, I don't really know. But that's the thing. It's like, for me personally, I need, like, information. Like, when you say something, I need, like, a couple of examples on, like, what it is that you want me to do. You know what I mean? Because you just saying, letting you know everything that happened if a woman approaches you, to me that just sounds like, say everything that happened and that's it. There's no, like, say this, say that, da 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 da, you know? But it's the fact that it never happened. It is the fact that it's like, it got to the point where I would just not tell her. It would get to that point. And there's the fact that she would get annoyed with me and saying that I'm lying, that I'm keeping secrets and everything. But it's just like, anytime I tell you, you yell at me. And it's like, I'm not trying to have a fight with you. Like, I never was. Like, when that whole thing was happening, I would tell her, and then that was it. And then at the end of it, we're fucking yelling at each other. And it's just like, where did this even come from? I wasn't even trying to have an argument with you. I don't enjoy having arguments with her. Not because they're bad, but just because it's like, we argue about pointless stuff. Literally, we argue about pointless stuff. Like, it's pointless to me because it's the fact that I know that I'm all about her. And it's the fact that I know that she's all about me. But with my past decisions that I have made, it has made it not seem like, but it has made it, it makes it seem like I'm not all about her. But the fact that I don't know how to show her that it is all about her. I really don't. I have no fucking clue. Like, I genuinely do not know how to, like, have her see that. I don't know how that would even work. But I had a bunch of nasty dreams yesterday or last night. That was something. Cause my whole thing is I'm split between two things. I don't want to show her like, and I want to say I put it in my note, like I want to show her the full, like 100% of myself, but at the same time I don't, because like I don't want to like scare her or anything. Which like if you were me, like me thinking about it, me saying that out loud seems fucking, you know, impossible, because she's stabbed people before, you know, so it's whatever. But it's like, it's the fact that like I literally go above and beyond when it comes to that. Like it's not just me stabbing you, you know, like it's not that, like it's not just like a simple me stabbing the fuck out of you. Like no, it's I'm fucking you up. Like I'm literally like taking a knife, stabbing you, and then dragging that shit down. I'm basically making a tic tac board on you wherever I decide to cut you. And it was even worse when I had my gut knife. For those that don't know what a gut knife is, it's literally it's like a arrowhead. If you can think about an arrowhead, but think about it being made of metal, and like it's basically like that. Think of an arrowhead but bigger and made of metal, but you take there's a little like hook. There's like a hook in it. So like you cut like into the blade, and then you cut basically like a hook out. So like it's the fact that when you stab somebody, it basically hooks onto like their intestine or something, and then when you go to pull it out, it either pulls out that intestine with it, or it cuts it when it comes back out. Because it basically is like stuck. Because you can stab someone in the chest and it could hook their ribs and it's just stuck there. So if you pull it hard enough, it'll either A, break the knife, or B, it'll break their ribs. So you'll have like someone's rib just chilling on the knife. You know? Like it's the fact that this is what I did. Like this is shit I've done. I've talked about it. And it's like, I don't think that that's something that she would be like, I feel like that's something that she would see and be like, you're a fucking psycho. Like, what the fuck? You know? Because it's just like, that's my level of jealousy. That's my level of territorialness, if I'm being honest. Like that's it. Like whatever happens is based off of what you do. So like, if I'm with my lady and you slap her butt, I'm either cutting your hands off or I'm cutting your fucking fingers off. One of them is getting cut off. And I don't care how much you scream or any of that shit. Like, I'm gonna stab you in the thigh. You're gonna fall to the fucking ground. You're gonna fall to the ground. I'm gonna kick you square in the face, and then I'm gonna proceed to then chop your goddamn fingers off. And this doesn't. And it's the fact that I've done this before, and I've done it 3 to 4 times, and I've talked about it. I have genuinely talked about this. It was someone's finger. It was someone's tongue. I want to say there was another one. I want to say it was their hand, I think. And I think that was it. I think it was just 3. But it's like, that's my level of And it's the fact that like I wasn't like, it would have been there. Like my idea was to go for their fingers, but it's the fact that I was younger back then, so I wasn't as fast. But like now, I'm faster than I've ever been. I'm not even joking. So it's the fact that I don't want to lose her over that, because I've lost, like, all of our relationships have ended via cheating simply because they fucking called me fucking psycho, basically. Because I've always asked the same thing of like, does that bother you? Like when it happens, it's just like, does that bother you that I can be like my full self? And they're just like, yeah, that's fine. And then like not even 2 weeks go by, and then it's just like all of a sudden they're very distant and everything, and it's just like, they've moved on, and I'm just like, well, fuck. Like the last one was just like, like, the last person I dated, that was years ago. And this was before, like, her. This is before, like, her and I got together. And then I was messing with someone else. Like, this was before, because I didn't date the other person. I was just fucking that other person. And that was it. There was no me dating them at no point. It was just her and I fucking, and that was it. Which doesn't sound any fucking better, I know. Obviously, I'm just being truthful in the sense of, like, that's what that was. There was no relationship. I just wanted to fuck, and that was it. Literally, that was it. But even now, like, I'm not, I don't know if I've just matured or what the case may be, but it's just like I haven't, since I've been back in, like, last year in January 19th of 2024, like, I haven't slept with anyone. Fuck it, I haven't even masturbated since I've been here. Like, I've just, like, I guess I'm more or less thinking, like, I've matured in that sense, where, like, it's just, like, sex isn't something I'm looking for, like, at all. Like, if anything, I would want to fucking, like, I would just hug her tightly. And that's it. Like, that's what I genuinely want right now. Like, that's what I've been wanting for so long. Like, I just want to hug her. It's not even her. It's her and our son. Like, I want to just hug them both, and that's it for me. You know, like, there's not much else. It's just that. Like, I was like, and it's funny because it's like it's the fact that she's the same way. I don't know if she still is, but she was talking about how, like, she doesn't want, like, sex anymore, or, like, she can, you know, she would still want it, but it's not something that she is like it's not something that she's, like, super, like, wanting, obviously, which never really made sense to me, but now it makes sense because I'm in that same boat. I don't know if she's still in that boat, if I'm being honest. I have no idea, but I have no clue. But it's just, if she is, I'm in the same boat with her, because I don't even want, like, it's like, I just want to, like, I don't know, I just want to feel, like, her touch, basically, like, just, like, but I don't know if that's just me being touch deprived or whatever the fuck that is, but that's literally all I want. I literally want to hug and then kiss her, and that's pretty much it. There's not, like, would I still want to have sex with her? Well, yeah, it's my wife, obviously, but it's not something that's, like, on my mind, you know? Like, if I'm being honest, that's been, like, the last thing on my mind, literally, like, which is crazy because fucking, you could have asked me, like, 2 years ago, like, the same question. I'd be like, yeah, it's on my mind. It's on my mind majority of the time. But, like, now, it's just like, whatever, you know? But I don't know what that's from. I don't. I genuinely couldn't tell you. Like, I have no idea. But I just keep getting, like, I don't know. It's the fact of, like, my jealousy is just kind of going haywire, because, like, I'm getting a bad gut feeling. Like, it's horrible. I'm getting a super bad gut feeling. And me being an overthinker doesn't help anything, because it's trying to come up with, like, different ideas on, like, why I would be getting a bad gut feeling, you know? So, but I don't know. It's the fact that it could be anything. That's the thing. It's the fact that my gut feelings are never usually wrong, if I'm being honest. It's like 5% of the time they're wrong, but the other 95% they're usually right. They're usually spot on, which I hate so much, because anytime I have a gut feeling, it's not annoying, but it's just like, fuck. Whatever I'm thinking of is probably 95% of the time gonna happen, which kills me so much because it's just like, fuck. But when it comes to her, it's just like what's going on currently is between her and I. And it's the fact that, like, at no point did she say, like, hey, I'm talking to someone else. Hey, this, hey, that, da 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 da. But it's one of those things where, like, she doesn't have to. But with, like, her saying before, you know, how she wants to postpone our wedding, how she's, you know, not talking to anyone else, how she's just trying to be better because she's just mentally fucked. You know, it's just like, you know, that's something that she would definitely, like, say. And it's also one of the things of, like, if she was with someone else, like, she would 100% block me because there's nothing that connects me to her. Literally. As much as I call, like, my son, like, the reality is he's my stepson. Like, and that's the reality of it, you know? Like, that's the genuine reality of it. No matter how much I want him to be my actual son, he's my stepson. And it's like, I've wished so much that Joe just straight up dies. Like, I'm not even joking with you. Like, it's something that I genuinely wish upon him, if I'm being genuinely honest. Is that bad? I don't fucking know, but to me, if I'm being honest, no, I don't think it's that bad to wish that upon somebody, especially someone like him, because the fact that he basically forced her to have a kid just so then she couldn't hypothetically leave him, if I'm being honest, is the fact that she really can't, because all that takes is him calling somebody or calling the police and saying, like, oh, she's taking my son, da 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 da, and then what? You know? And the only reason I haven't hurt him it's because best believe I want to. Because the first time she called me, I want to say I asked her where she's at because I wanted to see her. This was literally years ago. I don't know if she remembers this, but like, when she had called me and told me that, like, he was abusive, this, that, and the other, like, I was so pissed. I was so pissed because I was like, the fuck you mean he's abusive? What? Because my whole thought process is I thought she went to a different dude. But no, she went back to her ex. But it wasn't her decision to do that. It was the fact that we had one of our more real, like, big fights, and he had manipulated her to, like, date him again. And then he got her pregnant, and then wants to one day he wants to be a father, and the next day he doesn't. Like, and it pisses me off so much because that's something that I couldn't do. There's no fucking way. Like, it's the fact that if it's the fact that I ever got her pregnant, like, I would probably quit my job and probably live, like, somewhere close to where she's at, just so that I could be there for my, like, son or daughter. Literally. Like, even if, like, her and I aren't on good terms, like, it's, like, that's still my responsibility, you know? And it's still your responsibility as a fucking, not even as a father, but just as a fucking good human being. Like, you have a child, but you want to pick and choose when you want to be a father. Like, that blows my fucking mind. Like, my parents, that's crazy. My parents got a divorce, and my dad was still, like, taking care of us and everything. And my parents aren't fond with one another at all. But it's the fact that my dad still took care of me and my brother because we're his responsibility. And even like when we grow up, he's still like, from time to time he'll check up on us and everything, but it's more or less like he doesn't talk to us much because he doesn't talk to me because I know who I want, and he's just like, no. And I'm just like, I don't care what you have to say about it. That's who I want, and it's gonna stay that way. So he's not fond of me at the moment, but at the same time he'll either get over it or he won't, and that'll be that, if I'm being honest. But it's just like, it's the fact that we're his responsibility, and the fact that like before I told him about her and then had my argument with him, is the fact that he would still check up on us and everything to see how we're doing and everything, because like we're still his kids. It wasn't like, oh, we grew up and that was the end of it. Like, you still, like, even if your kids grow up, you still want to check in on them to see how they're doing and everything. That's why I gave Wiggles my number. Like, my number's in his note, you know, because on the off chance, like, will his actual dad step up and be a fucking dad? I have no fucking idea. I don't know. From how it's going so far, or at least from what I've heard, I haven't heard much of anything recently, because obviously, but with the shit I've heard so far, it won't. It really won't. Like, it's the fact that his actual father, he seems like a man that would, like, manipulate his own son to try and get, like, his son to, like, to try to get her to come back to him. And he would use his son to make that happen. Like, to me, that's what he is genuinely, like, that's something that I feel like he would genuinely do, which is so shitty, completely. Like, that's actually so shitty. Like, it's insane. Like, oh my god. Like, I don't know if this is true or not, but I want to say, like, he ended up dating some other woman, which I'm assuming was him trying to make my woman, like, jealous in a way. But at the same time, I don't think that she'll fall. He's the fact that I know that she won't go back to him, but I don't know if our son, like, basically talked to her saying, like, how, like, he wants them to be, like, back together, so then they're an actual family and everything, because she loves him. She loves our son so much, and I genuinely don't think that she could probably tell him no, not in, like, a bad parenting way, but just, like, it's not something that she would, like, because there's so much that he's done to her that I don't think that she would want our son to know about, if I'm being honest. And even with my note that I typed up, like, I put some of that shit in there, and I was just like, when I was reading it, and I was like, that's not my, it's the fact that that's not my place to say. Like, that's her place to say, you know, because it happened to her. It's the fact that I want and still want to skin him alive, because that's fucking insane. But yeah, when she had called me about, like, what he was doing and everything, I literally drove, like, I want to say I asked, like, where she was at, and she had sent me it, and then she had asked why, and I was, like, halfway there. I think I was getting gas. I was halfway there. I literally left work, and I was like, because I'm gonna skin him fucking alive. That's what I'm gonna do. And she was just like, calm down, this, that, and the other. And I was just like, that's not okay. Like, there's so much shit that she has been through, and I hate my fucking self for it, because all I've done is fucking add to it. Like, I can only imagine there is not a single good thing that she can probably remember that I've done. But it's the fact that I can remember so many things that I've done, so many good things that I've done, like, that we have done together. Like, so many memories that I remember, but I'm sure that she doesn't remember many, if any, which I fucking hate myself for, you know? Because I've not, it's the fact that I haven't added anything good. But it's like now I don't know what happened, if I'm being honest. I don't. It's still the same, like, nothing. But I'm assuming she's working on herself. And I got so many posts last night about, like, oh, if someone says they're working on them, so if they break up or this, that, and the other, and they're, like, you know, being, like, mean towards you or being, like, rude towards you, or, like, they just, like, kind of broke up with you or divorced you and everything, is the fact that they're talking to someone else. Like, they're talking to someone else, and, like, the reason they're, like, being, like, all rude to you is because, like, you know, they don't want to be, like, they don't want anything to do with you anymore and all that. I'm just like, what the fuck? Where did this even come from? Like, what? Because the fact that I know her, like, at least I think I do. That's something I've been trying to kind of figure out, if I'm being honest, because I don't know. Like, I'm starting to second guess that now. I'm just like, do I actually know her? Or is she different now? Like, is the woman that I fell in love with and wanted to have a family with and wanted to just travel the world with, like, is she gone and is this a different person? Like, it's thoughts that I've had, but I'm just like, there are thoughts I've had, but I've just kind of shut them down because it's like, no, she's still there. You know, she's still there. I just have to give her time. Because it's just the fact of, like, it's the fact that she's scared, and it's the fact that she's not scared of me. She's scared. Well, in a way, she is scared of me, but it's not like a physical thing. It's more that she's scared of. She's scared of if I'm gonna do the same bullshit that I was doing beforehand. Also, I don't know if I can curse on these, but you know, it's whatever. If I'm being honest, but it's the fact that that's what she's scared of. It's what's in the messages. That's something that she said. She said that she's scared that I'm gonna do the same shit that I was doing before. But it's like, and it doesn't help that, and this is why I hate being at the fucking base I was at before. Is because I grew up at this base. So it's the fact that I know most people, and if you know anything about, like, high school or anything, you know majority of the people that you graduated with, they didn't fucking leave the area that you grew up in. They stayed fucking here. Why? I have no fucking idea why most people would want to stay in the same town. I really don't. But it's the fact that I'm sure that's something that she is, like, worried about. Which I told her, like, not to worry about it, because it's just, like, if anything, they have, like, 7 baby daddies, or they're a fucking crackhead, or they're fucking dead. Like, that's, like, those are the 3 options with where I live, like, where I grew up. Like, those are the 3 options. Like, if you didn't leave here or go somewhere else, then that's the fate that you have, really. Like, I'm not even joking. And you wouldn't think it at all, because it doesn't look like that kind of place. But oh my god, you'd be so very wrong. It is 100% that kind of place. But it's definitely a lot. Like, I need to write notes. I just don't know where all this, like, it's the fact that I don't know where all this came from. Like, it's weird. Like, that's what I'm trying to wrap my brain around, because it kind of just all happened. And I'm just trying to, like, wrap my brain around, like, just, like, where did it all, like, when was that in play? You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things. But there's still a lot of other things that are still in play, because they also don't make sense. You know? Because it's the fact that I'm doing good, you know? I got paid today. Or, I want to say it's either well, I got, regardless if I got paid this morning or this afternoon, I got paid today, basically. or last night. I don't know. I think I got paid today though. But yeah, it's like I'm doing good, you know. I got paid today. I got a place to stay. You know, I got a job and everything. It's the fact of like, I gotta sneeze. It's the fact of like, us getting married was supposed to change both of our lives, you know? Because it's like, it's the fact that, because like when you get married, because I'm in the military, like when you get married, like you're off for like, I don't even know how long, like maybe like a month, 2 months, probably more, because you're house hunting, basically. You're house hunting. Because there's so much I wanted to talk to her about, like, does she want to live off base? Does she want to live on base? Like, does, you know? But her whole thing was like a job, and it's just like, you could work at the actual, like, you could work at like the thing. Like her thing, like, I don't know if it still is, but like she like the thing I always remember her saying is like she likes kids, you know, like, and it's like, if you like kids, and you know, you can work at the daycare. Like they have a daycare on base. Cause like when I got here, I'd asked about it because they're just like, cause she was talking about how she doesn't want to be like a stay-at-home mom or anything, which I understand in the sense, but it was just like, it was something that I wanted her to at least try out, just because like, as long as I've known her, she's always had a job, like always. And it's not like, I don't know if it's just by choice or if it's more or less of like, she's always had to give like her paycheck to someone to pay something, you know, which makes sense. Not really. If I think about it, that doesn't make any sense. Unless it's like a grandparent or like it's your birthday or something, you get like birthday money. But it's like, it's just the shit that she's gone through. Like I wanted her to just like take a week of just like kind of just sitting at home, you know, with our son, and you know, they just kind of just do whatever. You know, like I've been saving money and everything. I asked her before, like our last phone call that we ever had, I asked her like what is a car that she would want, and she told me, and I put it like, because for like iPhones, I don't know if Android has it, I think they do, but if you add, like you go to the people's contacts, they have like notes that you can put on their thing, and I put her that like the car that she had said, I put it on my notes. And it's the fact that I'm like 2-3 paychecks away from being able to buy that car in full. Literally, like I'm literally like 1 to 2 paychecks, and then I could 100% buy that car in full and everything. And when I mean in full, like I mean like insurance, everything, like literally everything. You know, and it's something like I want. It's something like, it's a present I want to give her, but it's like, it's one of those things where it's just like she wants to, like, she doesn't want to be like, it's the fact that she doesn't want to be given stuff. Like it's not something that she wants, because I feel like she feels like she needs to give something back, which is insane to me, because why do you feel like you need to give something back? Like all the presents I got her, like I don't want shit back from her. I don't. I really don't. I do not. If anything, the only thing I want is to hang out with her, like it's like the only thing I want is literally to like go out to dinner, or go out for lunch, or go to a park, something, you know, and just chill with her and just talk. That's it. Like that's the only, like if she wants to give me something back, that's literally it. Like that, there's nothing else that I want. There's nothing else I want from her. I want us to be good. I want us to, you know, continue to, you know, grow together. But I guess at the same time, you have to learn to grow by yourself before you can grow with someone else. Because if you don't love yourself, then how can you love someone else? But it's the fact that majority of that is my fault, because I made her seem like she wasn't important, but she is. Like it's to the point, it's like right now, like all I think about is her. Like that's literally all I think about. Her and my son. that's it. There's no other thoughts that are in my mind. It's just that. It's literally just that. Because I've accepted, like, it's the fact that, like, I would work on myself too, but it's like, as long as she's happy, I'm happy. I don't care. Like, I genuinely don't care. Like, as long as she's happy, shit, it doesn't matter to me. It does not matter. As long as she's happy, I'm happy. Because seeing her smile makes me smile. Seeing her laugh makes me laugh. It's the fact that I'm fine, you know? I'm more like Play-Doh, if anything, because you can kind of shape. I kind of shape to whatever. Like, it's just, like, what do I want? Like, I've gotten pretty much everything I've pretty much wanted. I live by myself at the moment. I have a car, a job. That's pretty much it. That's all I wanted in life. Literally. Like, do I want a better car? Yeah, but that shit is gonna take time to actually, like, get, you know? So, you know, it's the fact that I have a car now. Like, that's something I wanted, and that's something I have now, you know? Like, it's just how that goes. But I don't know. I'll probably talk more about it on my live, most likely. If I'm being honest. Probably just kind of lay there, talk about everything, and then go to bed, most likely. But appreciate y'all, you know, listening and all that jazz. I'll talk to y'all sometime. I love how like on Sunday I'd said, like, I'll talk to y'all in like 2 weeks. I'm talking to y'all like what? It's what Wednesday? Yeah, I talked to y'all what 3 days from 3 days from Sunday. That's insane. But yeah, I'll definitely talk to y'all later. Still trying to figure out how to put my TikTok on my in the description. I think I'll probably use my computer and see, or not even my computer, but use my laptop and see if I can do it from there. Because I'll post this, and then I'll probably go to other videos and see if I can, like, put a URL, or see about how I would go about doing that. I think you just, like, you go to the URL, you copy, and then you paste it in the description, and then that's it. I guess. I don't know. I'm guessing here. But, yeah. I will talk to y'all later. Peace.